ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्.
In this session, we will talk about how do we handle page faults. Okay, what are the different algorithms which are available for handling page faults? Okay, basically we will see what is optimal page replacement algorithm. And next we will see FIFO, first in first out page replacement algorithm. Then we will see least recently used algorithm. And then we'll go for a clock based algorithms, okay, possible. Now what do you mean by page fault? Actually, if a page is requested and the page is not found in a TLB or in associative register, this is called TLB hit, okay, TLB miss. Okay, now what happens if a page is not found in memory? Then it is called page fault. Okay, if the page is not found in a memory, then what happens? The operating system checks whether that page is present in back store in the hard disk or not. If it is present in the hard disk, it will be loaded into the memory and the page fault will be served. Okay. Now there are actually paging techniques are of two types. Okay. One is demand paging and another is pure demand paging. What do you mean by demand paging and pure demand paging? What is the difference between demand paging and pure demand paging? And another is pure demand paging. Now in demand paging is nothing but a page will be loaded in the memory only if it is demanded, okay, only if it is needed, otherwise it will not be loaded into the memory. So it means it is possible in pure demand paging that there are already few set of pages are available, and it means there are few pages which are already there in the demand paging, and whenever a reference string from a page is requested which is 0, if it is already there, then there will be no page fault here. And if 1 is there, there is no page fault. 7, no page fault. If I want page number 2 to be present, okay, if it is not there in the frames, then it is called a page fault. Okay, there is possibility that initially there is no page fault, but whereas in pure demand paging, I'll have a frame, then all these frames will be empty. Okay, initially all the frames will be empty, but whereas in demand paging, initially frames will not be empty. They may have few pages inside. So whenever a page is requested, any cost, the first request for a page will result in a page fault in pure demand paging. So if the number of frames we use are 3, then at any cost there will be 3 page faults or more than 3 faults possible in pure demand paging, but whereas in demand paging we cannot say, it may not be, because there are already few pages which are existing. So pure demand paging starts from empty frames and start serving page faults, but whereas in demand paging they are already there in frames and it may not result in a page fault. So now this is the reference string. With the help of this reference string, we how this algorithm works. Okay, so let's take, now it depends upon how do we calculate the number of page faults. Okay, with the help of optimal algorithm. We'll see the optimal algorithm first. According to this algorithm, actually this is impractical because we don't know in future which pages will be requested, will be demanded. So it actually looks into the future and find which pages will come. So actually it is not possible. So we take this algorithm as a reference line for evaluating other algorithms whether they are working properly or not. So suppose the size of the number of frames given is 3. Number of frames are given is 3. So I'll have 3 frames. So I'll have 3 frames. So the reference strings contains how many bits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18 bits. Okay. 18 are there. Now using optimal algorithm, let us see how many number of page faults are there. Okay. Now we are taking in pure demand paging, 0 is not there. So what happens? It results in page fault. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'll have all 18. There is any page big, we'll do it small. Okay. 0. Then next 1 comes, it also results in page fault. Then 7 comes, it also results in. Then 0 comes, what? Then so what we do reference string here? 0, 1, 7, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 7, 1, 0, 3, 1, 0, 3. Okay. Is 0 fault? 1 already there is 1 here, so no page fault. Results in page fault. Now what are 1 should not be at any cost? So what is remained? 7 will become a candidate for replacement. So 7 will be replaced with 1 will be there, but it results in page fault. Again, for 0 there is fault, 1 there is no page. Now again 2 you have no page fault because page is already existing in the memory. Then we have 3. Okay, 3 results in a page fault. Again, it looks into the future. 7 should be replaced. So 2 is there, 7 is there. Should not be replaced. So 1 should not be replaced. Frame 0 become a fault. So it also results in page fault. Next comes 2 again. So it results in page fault. 7 results in a page into the future, but 1 cannot be replaced. It looks into the future. 3 replaced. So 2 will be candidate for replacement. 1, 3. It also results in a page fault. When 1 is a page fault, 1 is already results in a page fault, but each candidate for replacement is a question in the future. So 3, 1 cannot be done. So 2 becomes a candidate for replacement. So 0, 1, 3, it results in a page fault. Then 3, there is no page fault. 1, no page fault. 0, no page fault. 3, no page faults. So total number of page faults in optimal algorithm is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I repeat just to verify 0, 1, okay, 0, no page fault, 1, no fault, 2 page fault. Okay, it's here actually. 0 page fault, 1 page fault, 7 fault, 0 no page fault, 1 again 2 page fault, 0 there is fault for 0, already there no page fault, 1 no fault, 1 for 2 also no page fault here. Okay. Here we have then 3 page fault, then 2 no page fault, 7 page fault. Actually I did mistake, I repeat once again. Zero there is page, okay, 0, 1 is page fault, so 0, 1, 7, 0, no page fault, okay, 0, 1, 7, 2, it results in page fault, 0, 1, not, 7 is candidate for replacement, results in a page fault. Again when 0 comes, there is again 1 already the page fault, 2 already page fault, 3 not there, who will be selected as candidate for replacement, 2 and 7 will be, so 2, 1 will not be replaced, so this will become as a, so it results. So see, whenever there is no page fault, I'm here in between this. Okay. So when 2 comes, there is no page fault, and 7 comes, there is a page fault, but who will be selected? 1, 0 and 3 will not select. So 7 comes here. So 1, again, yeah, there is no page fault for 1, and for 0, there is 0, it results in a page fault. Will be selected, 3 and 1 will not be selected. Okay. So of course, 7 is selected as candidate 1 and 3. So page fault, 1 page fault, 0, no page fault, 3, no page fault. So number of page faults are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 page faults. So total page faults is equal to, so what is the page fault rate? Page fault rate is nothing but number of page faults by total number of bits, reference strings is 18. Okay, we will give you page fault rate. We will see with 3 number of frames, we have got 7 page faults. Now let us see another algorithm like FIFO. Okay. Now FIFO, the fundamental idea about FIFO is that first in, first out. It means that it will be replaced as a replacement in the memory for longest period of time. the if 0 comes first, okay, it comes who will be removed then who is there in the memory for period of time. So this is the fundamental strategy of, and see how many page faults are there in FIFO. Now, the first 3 page faults will be same because it's a pure demand paging. At any cost, the total number of page faults in pure demand paging will be equivalent, will be greater than or equal to the total number of frames given. Now, using FIFO, when 0 comes, okay, it results in page fault. Comes, it also results in page fault. When 7 results in page fault, again when 0 comes, okay, is already there, so there is no page fault. 1 is there, again page fault. But when 2 comes page fault, the question arises, who has to be selected? Okay. Now, who will be selected first? Okay. That page will be selected, which is there for longest period of time in the memory. Now, we see that for the longest period of time in the memory, that is selected as a candidate for, okay, 7 comes here. But when again it results in page fault, but now will be selected as a candidate for replacement. The more amount of life, now 1 will be selected, candidate 0 will be coming here. Again 1 comes, again it results in a page fault. But who will be selected this time as a candidate for replacement? Of course, 7 selected for replacement because there is more. So 7. But again when 2 comes, 2, 0, 7. Again when 3 results in, it will be selected longest life. Okay. 0 means, so 1 should come here because it's a page fault. Actually it is. Okay, now let's do from beginning. 0 comes, page fault, 0 comes, there is page fault, comes, no page fault, it's not there, page fault occurs. Then 0 comes, there is a page fault occurs. It comes, there is no 1, page fault occurs. Comes, there is 2, no page fault occurs. So, but you now see this period of time. Okay, seems to be, this will be selected as a candidate for 2. So 0 is there for period of time. So it will be selected candidate for replacement. It will have it is. It comes, this is a page fault. Okay, also results in a, when 7 also results in a page fault, we selected as a candidate for replacement, who is the first amount of time. So life is 1 and 4. So this will be taken. Okay, there comes 1. Okay, so again no fault. So it's selected as a candidate for replacement. 0 is again page fault. Then 2 will be selected as a replacement. 3 is again a page fault. Who has to be selected? Who is there for the amount of time in the we will see. So 7 of course is there. So 7, 0, 1 results in page fault. 1 no page fault. 0 no page fault. No page fault. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 page faults are. Total number of page fault is 2 and page fault is 2 by 18. Okay. Now this is using FIFO. You can try it out with 4 frames. The problem can be asked, what happens if 4 frame? Now generally the analysis is if we increase the number of frames, page fault rate will decreases. Okay. But there is one situation wherein we call it as a Belair number. If you increases the number, it will also increase. Okay, it is possible only kind of algorithms that exhibits in a stack behavior. Okay, that example is there in your book. Just I'm giving you how this algorithm works. Okay, and we'll go for another algorithm. Actually, it takes a lot of time. So what do we do is we'll not follow this approach. Okay, now we'll talk about how this LRU works. Okay, least recently used. Now the basic idea of least recently used it cannot looks into future, but it can looks to past. It see in past which is not used for longer period of time. That page will be selected as a candidate for replacement. Okay, so now how many frames we have? We have got only 3 frames. Okay, frame 1, 2, and 3. So let's write the reference string 0, 1, 7, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 7, 1, 0, 3, 1, 0, 3. This is the reference string. Okay, 0, 1, 7, 0, 1, 7. It results in page fault. So when 0 comes, there is no page fault. 1 comes, no page fault. 2 comes, again it results in page fault. But who will be selected as a candidate for replacement? Least recently used. Look into the past. 0, 1 will never be used. So 7 becomes candidate for replacement. Okay. then 0 no page fault, 1 no page fault, 2 no page fault, 3 again results in a page fault. When it results in a page fault, it looks into the past and see 1, 2 cannot be selected as a candidate. So 0 will be selected as a candidate for replacement. Okay, again 2 no page fault, 7 again page fault. It looks again in past 3, 2 will never be selected as a candidate for replacement. So 1 will be selected. Then what happens here? It checks 1, again it also results in page fault. When it results in page fault, who will be selected as a candidate for replacement? 2, 7 never. So this will be selected. Page 3 will be selected as a candidate for replacement. So 0 also results in page fault, 1, 7 never. So this will be selected. When it goes for 3, again also it results in page fault, but 0, 1 will never be taken as a candidate for replacement. Okay, so here 3 will be loaded here. Now 1, 0, 3 will not result in a page fault. So total number of page faults will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 page faults. So here it says, it seems that LRU is better than FIFO. It is not possible for us to look into the future, but we can look into the past references and decide. Okay, this actually depends on locality of reference. Wherein if you are accessing set of pages, then it is possible your access will be in this given locality, not outside that locality. Actually, locality of reference means your program might be where. So this it is possible that if a reference here, then subsequent access will be more, because obviously we can evaluate this reference seeing its past. Here the references happened here. Okay, because it's reality that most of the time we go to the places. Most of the time, we'll be available places in the locality of where we are. We are very rare to the outside of the locality. So it is assumed that in the computer science, if a process is accessing, if a process has access, then in future it may need it. So keeping that in mind, this algorithm has been developed. There is one more algorithm called clock-based. Here it's very simple. Just we quickly see how does it works and stop. Okay, page fault. Okay, when again 0, we will mark it as star. 1 comes, mark it as no page fault. 2 page fault. Now which one will be selected as a candidate for replacement? Which one is marked will be selected as a candidate for replacement. So we take 2 as a candidate for replacement. If there is tie, we resolve it using FIFO. Then again 0 comes. Okay, so when 0 comes, then again it results in a page fault. Okay, so it will be a candidate for replacement. Again when 1 comes, okay, who has to be selected? This also results in a page fault, but none of them is having FIFO. Okay, so it will be selected here. So when what happens, again 2 is referenced, no page fault, stop, and 3. Okay, so there is page fault. Then who will be selected? 2 itself will be selected. Okay. Again 2 is referenced. Okay, who will be selected as a candidate for replacement? Okay, that which is there for longest period of time, 0 now. Okay, 2 will be selected. Again it is a page fault. Now when 7 comes, again it is a page fault. When it is a page fault, what do? We'll see no star. If there is no star, then we'll take who is there for the longest period of time. Of course 1. So what is 1 is selected as a candidate for replacement. Okay. Now again 1, it also results in page fault. Okay. So 0 again it also results in page fault. Okay. So this will be selected. Again 3, it also results in page fault. Then 1, it doesn't result in page fault. 0 doesn't result in page fault. So number of page faults are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 page faults. Okay, just see the figure, right? Okay, do few mistakes, but be sure that we are following the basic idea that FIFO means the page is there for long period of time. LRU means we'll past and see which references are maybe a chance that the page will be for the future. Okay. So these are the algorithms which now we conclude will solve one kind of also important and many times that kind of problem in most of the interview questions in most of the examinations conducted by the companies. After this, we'll stop on what we have discussed on operating system. Right? So a Unix inode has a Unix inode has 13 direct pointers, one indirect pointer, one double indirect pointer, and one triple indirect pointer. Assume that each 32-bit pointer identifies one block of a kilobyte. How large a file can the inode handle? So this kind of problems can be solved with of okay plus indirect block. Size of this pointer is 2 kilo of one block, okay, plus one double indirect. One indirect plus one double indirect means 2k into 2k one block. Then one is triple indirect, 2k into 2k. In that you know what is inode and how this what inode stores. Why I have taken 2k? Because it is the pointer. 32 bit is 2 by 8, which is 2. What is this? A unit has 13 indirect pointers, one indirect pointer, one double indirect pointer, and one triple indirect pointer. Assume that each 32-bit pointer is one block of 8 kilobyte. So one block, 13 direct pointers equals 13 blocks of 1 KB. So the block size is 1 kilobytes, and the size of pointer is given as 32-bit. 32-bit means 2 4s are 8. Okay. Just this node has 13 pointers, one injector, one double injector. So write this 30-bit pointer. So it means 30 pointer can point to per how many bits? 5 is 2 per 5, 32 means for 1 byte okay. 2 per 5 means I need 5 bits. Okay. How do I get this size of pointer? What do I use? I think it is the pointer given is 32 bits, so we will take it as okay. Triple will have pointers many block. Okay. So 13 into 8 plus 1 into the size is 4. Okay, I'll just get a scan.